Okay, people. So, yo, fingernails, right? Fingernails. This is from Christos Nikou, right? It's actually his English language debut feature. He co-writes the film with Stavros Raptis and Sam Steiner. Okay. It is produced by Kate Blanchett, Coco Francini, Christos Nikou, Andrew Upton, and Lucas Weisendanga. It's executive produced by Milan Popeleka, Kevin Lafferty, Ashley Fox, Jerome Dubois, Alison Cohen, and Glenn Bassner. Okie dokie. Christopher Stracy handles the music. Marcel Rev, cinematography. Yorgos Zacharias edits the piece. John Buchan, Cameron Kuba, and Jason Knight are on casting duties. Zazu Myers is on production design. Matthew Birch, art direction. Set decoration is handled by Carrie Mesham. Costume design handled by Bina Dagila. Right, hair and makeup we have Tali Wallace, Aurelia St. Xia, Liz Rowe, Steph Pringle, Joanne Parks, Deborah Johnson, and Blake Arsenault. Right, so our cast. Yes, our cast. Let's get to that. We have got Jessie Buckley as Anna. Her boyfriend is Ryan, played by Jeremy Allen White. We have got Amir, played by Riz Ahmed. Right, Duncan is played by Luke Wilson. We have Leanne, played by Nina Curry. Claire McConnell is Carrie. Sally is played by Amanda Akira. Alexandra is played by Katie Bria. Skydiver is played by Avar Blackwell. Juno Rinaldi plays the principal at the school. Jim Watson is Dan. Andrea is played by Tansy Redevers. Garth is played by Varun Saranga. Okay, Gina is played by Ashley Rains. Cleo is played by Tamaka Griffiths. Rob is played by Christian Meir. Right, I think. Yeah, I think June is played by. Oh no. Sally, Rob's girlfriend, is Amanda Akira. Annie Murphy is Natasha. Yep. Yeah, I think that's probably our main group of peoples. So the gist of the story is Anna increasingly suspects that her relationship with her longtime partner may not actually be the real thing. In an attempt to improve things, she secretly embarks on a new assignment, working at a mysterious institute designed to incite and test the presence of romantic love in increasingly desperate couples. I don't know if that's exactly right, people, to be honest with you. Okay, because I don't think at the beginning Anna is like in doubt of the relationship, you know? And the mysterious company is not, it's the Love Institute. Right? It's where people can go in preparation to take a test. Right? Now, this film, it's dealing with something that we've seen recently a few times, right? About this having a test that can actually show you if you're compatible with someone, right? There was Hang the DJ, one of my favorite, if not my favorite Black Mirror episode. Right, that was incredible. That was great. There was a Netflix show called The One, right, which was an adaptation of a book. And the weird thing was, because that dropped in during the pandemic, and then Prime, right, Prime Video had a similar series called Soulmates. Right, that one was more of an anthology dealing. Each episode dealt with a different couple. Right, but again, it was this app, this test that told you are you actually a couple that could work. Right, so that's what this is. That's the world these characters are living in, you know. Oh, I should also tell you, this is under the official competition, right, strand at the London Film Festival. And so yeah, they are we're following these people, right? Now it's that comfortability, that knowing that you have passed this test, you are actually whatever percentage compatible with your partner. So, you know, people that get a negative split up, right? There's people that were married before this test came out, did the test, it's negative, they split up. That's the world, you know. And we see Anna, she's looking for a new job, so she's going on different interviews, and that we see her at school, where we get some of this information because the principal has recently taken the test, and you can tell because your fingers are usually bound up, and that's why it's called fingernails, because they take your fingernail and they run that through a thing, right? So, you know, she, her, Anna and Ryan, they took the test. They took the test a few years back, and they were, I forget what percentage they were, but they scored very well. So they are very content, right? Very content. And you can, I think what becomes clear over time is that the contentness could be I cannot think of the word, right? When they're taking shit for granted, essentially. Well, I think you think Ryan could be. Right. So you know, one of their friends retook the test, right? They'd already gone through it, but they redid it. Right. Ryan thinks this is crazy. And the thing is like, why would you risk that? Which is an odd one, right? Because actually, if you think about it, redoing a test like that, if you aced it the first time, there should be no doubt, you know, if you redid it, right? If you're doing things correctly, that is. Because, boom, you scored highly the first time. So why would you score a negative the next time, right? And I think that's one of the interesting things this film is actually looking at, right? It is taking relationships and love for granted, you know, trying to find a cheat code, you know, hoping someone gives you the map so you can navigate the waters when that's not what it is, right? We see a load of people taking these tests and do like the initial test or going on this course, right? And they think that these results the be all end all, and it's an interesting one. Now, as Anna goes to work at the Institute of Love, she gets partnered up with Amir. So she's shadowing him to see how everything runs, like how they do these different, assignments to help these couples out. And that's why we see different couples, right? And they're doing different things, right? Stuff like you stare into your partner's eyes underwater, watch romantic films together. There's a whole different, different things, a smell test. You need to watch it to understand what that is, people. But yeah, all of these different things, and looking at all of these different couples, right? It's how we can see how they're navigating their relationships, right? And there's a young couple that seem like they're actually in love. Some of the others, you wonder if it's comfortability, but I think being around all of that and then seeing her friends and other couples, Anna then starts to wonder about her relationship, because I think it's looking at compromises that you make and wondering, is your partner doing those same things, right? And it's the way you talk to each other, because I think that can all change, right? If you've been told you are with the person who you're meant to be with, right? You scored 100% on the compatibility test. So if you scored, you kind of think, right, that's the one, that's my soulmate, right? So it can be whatever, because we're destined to be together. Like, why would you give up on 100% and try and look for something else, where the chances are you're not getting 100% again, right? But that can throw how you treat someone, how you engage with someone. Are you putting in the same amount of effort? Like, how many times do you know a couple and it starts out great, and then once they're kind of committed, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to be my boyfriend? Or do you want to get married? All of those things, you're like, I don't have to try anymore, right? We got each other. I can take my foot off the pedal. And this is what this film is kind of exploring, these themes. It's there's kind of a part of it that reminds me of Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind. Now, I wouldn't say the film is as sharp as that, right? I love Eternal Spotlight for the Spotless Mind, right? That's so fucking good. People, if you don't know this film, it's Michael Gondry. The casting is incredible, and you need to go watch it. It's superb. Superb. But anyway, yeah, there's an element of that because, right, if you remember that film, again, it's around love, relationships, and the thought of, even though we know this doesn't work out, maybe the next time it will, right? Let's just try. Let's roll the dice for love. And in this film, because we're exploring these relationship dynamics, right? That's why it kind of reminded me of that. Now, this film has definitely got laughs in it, right? The screen I was in. Hey, it's early in the morning, right? We get the press screenings are early, but everyone was still mad engaged, still laughing. There's a lot of visual cues. I did miss out on the visual cues, right, for the laughs, but there's a lot of things that were said, right? Certain interactions. Now, there's one bit when they say rain is a romantic sound, right? When people hear rain, it kind of stirs romance, which I was, this is one of those things, right? You always hear running water makes people want to pee. I'm cool with that, but supposedly it makes people want to pee. I have never heard anyone say the sound of rain kind of induces romance in people. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of things that do get broached in this film, right? You do, as I said, you look at these different couples, and I think our cast do a great job of selling these different dynamics, right? These different types of relationship. They do it really well, right? The camera, man, we get some really good close-ups, right? And just looks at the facial cues of these characters. You know, sometimes it's a tear, sometimes it's a look of shock, right? A brief flash of sadness or happiness, that coy little, you know, little smile with the corner of the mouth. Oh man, you know what I mean? All of that is shown superbly with the use of the camera. So it just really sells this story. The soundtrack, we have this kind of themic bed that plays throughout. But I will say, right, that kind of stuff can irritate me when done badly. I thought it was done very well here. You know, I thought it was done very well. This, I really enjoyed the film, people. I really enjoyed it. You know, just seeing this situation. Now, some cold shit does happen. Some cold shit does happen. But yeah, I think it's an interesting look at couples. And as I said, although we've had things like The One, Soulmates, Eternal Sunshine, this does kind of look at things in a different way to those previous things, right? Which is good, which is definitely good. Now, right? If you missed today's screening at the South Bank, right? Don't worry, people, because Thursday the 12th, you have 2 opportunities to watch, right? So you need to go to the Curzon Soho branch. So 8:40 is playing in screen 2. And as again, on the 12th, again at the Curzon Soho, it's playing at 8:55 in screen 3. But if you miss out on tickets, don't worry, right? Because it's getting a limited cinema release on the 27th of October. And then on the 3rd of November, it will be hitting Apple TV Plus. So there you go, people. Fingernails. Man, really, really enjoyable film. Great cast, score, all those other things. Really well put together. And yeah, a great English language debut from Mr. Christos Nikou. You know what I mean? So yeah, Fingernails. Go check it out. And I think after watching this, it could help you redefine your relationship. I think it's one of those things that will have people talking, right? You know, oh, what do you compromise on? Is there anything you do that you don't actually like? Right? You know, are we coasting? Are we putting the same energy into this relationship that we did at the beginning? I think all of those things would be asked after this. So, hey, if you think your relationship is rocky, it might not be for you. But everyone else, people, Fingernails, because it's friggin' great.